How you doing, boys and girls? Today we're going to be analyzing the 2023 annual report, which just came out on jw.org. We're going to break it region by region. We're going to take a look at how the religion is doing around the world. And yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. First of all, I want to thank you guys for 13,000 subscribers. It seems you guys enjoyed the Caleb and Sophia rebuttals especially. And one of the videos took 100,000 views now. So I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you for the support you give in the channel, and I hope to keep making more videos throughout 2024. We have a lot of cool stuff coming your way. So, are you ready to check out that report? Let's get into it. So first off, let's take a look at the grand totals here. There's 85 branches operating worldwide, which is just one less from 2023. I believe the Hong Kong branch recently shut down and they moved their operations to the Korea branch. So in case you're not aware, the Korea branch actually takes care of the illegal preaching work in China. So yeah, all the missionaries sent to China are, handled by the Korea branch, and it seems that Korea is also gonna take care of Hong Kong now. So yeah, Hong Kong is a very expensive city, and I guess Watchtower just couldn't afford to keep the branch open, or couldn't justify keeping it open. So quite interesting. There was a slight increase in average publishers, in congregations, and memorial partakers. There's more memorial partakers now than ever before, and that's quite funny because before they used to teach that the closer we got to the end, the less anointed there should be, but now we have more anointed than ever, and well, I guess the end's not coming anytime soon. The baptism numbers are up around 250,000 compared to the 150,000 from last year, so that's quite interesting. I'm sure most of these baptisms are kids raised them in the religion, but it's still quite a significant increase. So overall, there was a 1.3% increase worldwide, but as you'll see later on, all of this growth is thanks to one particular region. So alright, let's start breaking it up. The US and Canada. So Canada enjoyed a 1% increase in publishers, nothing to be proud of, and the US had a 1% decrease, which is crazy because the US is the country with the most witnesses. It's the only country with more than 1 million Jehovah's Witnesses, and it's, the birthplace of the religion, but it continues to decline. And we have like 10,000 publishers that just kind of disappeared in the United States, like gone, like a fart in the wind. So who knows what happened there.
Man up and vanished like a fart in the wind.
Latin America. Oh, Latin America, I love you. You just keep declining in JWs. As I mentioned in my previous annual report, Latin America used to be Watchtower's golden boy, the most productive field, because these countries have the perfect conditions for the cult to proliferate, Catholic majority, a lot of poverty, hospitable people. You have all these factors that should make these kinds of religions grow. Mormons also, and Seventh-day Adventists, and just crazy evangelicals are very popular in Latin America. But that's not the case anymore with Jehovah's Witnesses. We continue to see a decline in a lot of countries. Both Mexico and Brazil had zero growth, and these two are the most significant countries in Latin America in terms of JWs. Brazil has like 900,000 witnesses. Mexico has close to that as well. But yeah, they plateaued, so no progress there. Watchtower keeps losing their grip in Latin America, and I'm super stoked for it. And the Caribbean remained pretty much static as well. Europe was a mixed bag, except for Ireland. Ireland had quite a big growth, which I'm not sure how that happened, but besides that, places like the UK and France, Spain, they had a 1% increase, and Germany had a 3% increase, so that's interesting. Although we just can't tell how much of this increase is due to Ukrainian and Russian witnesses coming into the country. We saw that Ukraine had like a 17% drop, which is understandable, but it's probably these refugees coming into these European countries and driving up the numbers, but we can't be sure how many of them there are. So yeah, Europe not doing very well, but not decreasing as fast as I would like it to, especially considering that they've been losing left and right in the European courts. In Spain, they've lost. There's some Norway cases going on against Jehovah's Witnesses against the courts. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, Europe just keeps putting more pressure on the JWs, and that's wonderful to see. So Asia and Oceania, Asia is a huge field. There's a 5% increase in the Philippines. Again, as I told you, no surprise there. The Philippines is very similar to Latin America in terms of conditions that should be met for the cold to proliferate. But of course, Mark Sanderson was very happy to kind of brag about the progress in the Philippines. Not surprised, Mark Sanderson. Japan is experiencing no growth, and I expect the country to actually suffer a massive decline in witnesses since Japan itself, it has a big aging population. So I think in a couple of decades, the numbers for Japan are actually gonna just hit rock bottom. So yeah, it's just a matter of time before all those old timers, pass away, and there's like half of the number of JWs in Japan that we have now. But besides the Philippines, there's no significant growth in Asia or the Pacific. Asia is kind of tricky because most of like Southeast Asia is Buddhist and Muslim, and it's kind of hard to convert people there, so we shouldn't expect a big growth in those parts of the world anyways. And now we come to Africa. Africa has become Watchtower's golden circle. This is the place where all the growth is taking place, because just look at these numbers. 17% increase in the Central African Republic, 10% in Congo, 14% in Madagascar, 10% in Mozambique, 10% in Zambia, and so on. Most sub-Saharan African nations experienced considerable growth, although North Africa is still pretty empty of JW since it's mostly Muslim majority. But when it comes to sub-Saharan Africa, those countries that are mostly Christian, it's very easy to make converts there. People have very limited access to the internet. They're knee-deep in poverty, constant warfare. Places like the Congo, it's literally a constant conflict going on every single time. The more impoverished people are and the less access they have to the internet, the more likely they are to fall for religious cults like JW. So there's no surprise that these countries are having more converts. And besides that, I'm not saying that every African nation is having warfare or anything, but the people there are very spiritual anyways. They're very religious to start with, so they're more susceptible to be converted. So no surprise there. There's a lot of factors that go towards it, but yeah, huge growth in Africa. Watchtower is still making a lot of converts there, which is quite sad. So yeah, that 1.3% increase worldwide, mostly from Africa. We see that Latin America is declining, Asia and Europe are pretty static, but Africa is growing a lot. And I'm interested to see if Watchtower is gonna, try to cater more to the African market. That's my prediction for them. I think they're gonna make more movies in Africa and just kind of pander to that demographic to help convert them more. Yeah, maybe they're not gonna get that many donations from the African market because it's more poverty, but if you have enough African converts, you will make some money off them. So yeah, not a surprise. And also, they're having a lot of children as well, so a lot of new kids being raised in the religion. I'm sure that drives up the numbers as well. So yeah, the report for this year was pretty underwhelming. I was hoping that the movement would decrease even more, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll get there. Like I said, it's Africa that's driving these numbers up, but it's not looking good in the rest of the world. And yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see the effects as well of all these crazy policy changes, what effect they're going to have on the movement. And a lot of people have been raising doubts and concerns like, how do we know these numbers are legit? How do we know Watchtower is not inflating them? And well, there's no way to know. Watchtower has in a way inflated them because now it's way easier to be counted as a publisher. It's never been as easy as right now, but I don't think they willingly manipulate the data, I would say. I think the dishonesty in the numbers comes from the bottom. You know, the local publisher that lies about his hours, that's where the fudging of the numbers comes in, not from the branch. So the hour numbers are definitely inflated because common publishers lie all the time about how many hours they put in. But we'll have to be patient and see in the following years what kind of report they bring out, because they're not even counting hours for publishers anymore. So I'm not sure what the future reports are going to contain, or if they're even gonna be released altogether. So yeah guys, that's the report for today. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for the support you have given the channel over the year, and we're working on some really cool stuff for you. So smash that subscribe button so you don't miss it. Take it easy guys, have a wonderful day, and stay away from the tower.
Bah. Goodbye, little sheep.